Sinner.
All right, we made it to the last episode of Acolyte Season 1. Here we go. Okay. What a way to kick it off.
Oh, it's the mask.
Yeah.
I thought it
But it
was
still
something
sounds,
else
it
for
still
a
sounds,
second.
exciting, titillating.
Yeah.
I told you you'd put on the mask.
Don't look at her like that. Stop that. Oh, what's going on? Oh no. Oh, shit. You unleashed a dark force that you weren't prepared for.
Oh.
What?
Oh, she's doing that to him?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Oh, dude. It's a wrap.
What the heck?
May. I saw May. She had her hand outstretched. She was killing Soul.
Where is she?
She had a saber in her hand, but she didn't use it.
She can kill with no weapon.
Oh.
But the future isn't
Oh, I
fixed.
got chills.
I can still stop her.
Or was he all like, I want my other apprentice back?
With what ship? I'm taking mine.
I'm going where exactly? I've seen where they are.
So we go together. And see who gets to her first.
Okay.
I mean, I
All
guess
right.
we could do that. Yeah, sure. Why not?
What happened to you, to your coven, was an accident.
An accident? If it was an accident, then why didn't you tell Osha?
Yeah.
You locked everyone in.
Because the Jedi invaded our home. Everyone in there died because of the four of you.
It was right for us to intervene.
All right.
My biggest regret is that I wasn't able to save you both.
Okay.
You and Osha are not twins.
You're the same person.
You're not even sisters. You're
He was about to say, why?
You some information.
Why?
You stupid girl.
Every time he's gonna say something, it gets delayed.
Let him say the thing, then decide to stab him later.
I thought he got really short for a second. I got confused.
Come on. Use the force. Wait, well, don't you have it? Okay, never mind. I don't know how this works.
He left it in the other room back.
Yeah. Peace out.
There's really no good excuse for not using the Force at all. Come on.
You know, I think sometimes maybe in a panic, you forget that you have access to these things that you've been training to use your entire life.
Like when you use the light on your phone to look for your phone?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess this is more exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
But they've established that you can use the Force to hold back a ship.
Yeah, so surely you can use it to hold open a door for a second. Anyway, it's fine. We're here now.
Oh, this is exciting.
Oh, cool, though.
Wow.
Basil, are you gonna help? Do you know how to co-pilot? Uh-oh. All right. So, what are you doing?
He's letting her get away, I guess.
What, is he Team May now?
Oh goodness. Okay. Well,
Ouch, ouch,
all
ouch.
right. We've established before that doesn't kill you for some reason.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, you're fine.
I was surprised when they said you were traveling through hyperspace. How is your stomach?
It's my head, actually. And I'm fine. This must be urgent to wait for me here.
That you are running a murder investigation without reporting it to the Senate.
I have the authority to take independent action if there's no larger threat.
How can you know there is no larger threat?
All the victims were Jedi.
There are multiple victims?
Oh, whoopsie daisy.
Is the suspect a Jedi?
Very close. Thank you for your concern.
Can you talk to him like that?
I think the Jedi are a massive system of unchecked power, posing as a religion.
We don't control the Force.
Not the Force. Your emotions. But it's only a matter of time before one of you snaps. And when, not if that happens, who will be strong enough to stop him?
That's certainly an opinion, and not one shared by the rest of the Senate.
When you're looking up to heroes, you don't have to face what's right in front of you.
Is that all, Senator?
Well, damn.
She doesn't have a problem controlling doors using the Force.
I have reported your lack of transparency to Chancellor Drellick. He may invite you to a Senate tribunal for an update. I hope for your sake you have this suspect in custody by then.
Well, dang.
So you're really not going to tell me where we're going? Osha! We should be trained. Would you ever consider?
No.
Oh, just like that, huh?
He wants her even more.
That's how it works.
Last chance.
Told you.
It's,
I'm not my
it's a no.
sister.
You should try one more time, though. You should ask a lady 3 times.
They made that deal without even thinking about it.
Wow.
Why'd he say last chance?
Well, he's not going to offer it to her again, I guess. If there's ever a point that she comes back and she's like, actually...
I thought he was like, last chance. She says, no, okay, goodbye. And then
Yeah.
knock her into the ocean.
Oh, gosh.
It's like a Protoss.
Ew.
That was the first time we saw that Protoss-looking creature, right?
Yes.
What'd you find? They didn't even have a conversation about the action he took.
Yeah.
We found Master Soul. He's turned his transponder beacon back on.
Where is he?
Brandok.
Of course he is.
Prepare my ship. Gather as many knights as you can without raising alarm.
You anticipate a confrontation?
A resolution.
Oh, that's a nice way to phrase it. So what's he gonna try and do? Join May and Osha together into one? Uh-oh.
You know, the one thing he's got down pat is this, like, face that looks like he's haunted by guilt.
Yeah.
Getting this elevator operational is the only way in. Unless you want to climb.
Well, that's how Soul got in before.
Sure?
Oh?
Oh. 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 You think you could tell me what? Do you know who I am? Is she there? At the bottom, hanging out?
Or is he there? Someone's there. Yep.
That's pretty cool. Because that's where,
Yeah.
you know, it all
Where it
went
went
down.
down.
Yeah. I can honestly say I don't know what her plan is. Why is he walking so slow?
Thank you for leading me.
Oh, gosh.
We make a great team.
Okay, there it is. Not gonna lie, Kamir is very badass.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Whoop.
I need me some Ewan
Yeah.
some Crouching Tiger music right now.
I know. Oh, shit. Are they different lengths? Yeah, they are.
Yes.
You got a diddy and a daddy. Whoop. Yes.
Oh, damn. That was the Keanu.
Yeah.
Oh, that was cool.
That's. Ow! Oh! Oh, it could come back, though. It could come back like a boomerang. Watch out, watch out, watch out! Holy crap! What's about to happen? All right. I am the chosen one.
This is very Neo-like.
Yeah.
Everything that happened here. All because you didn't want me to become a Jedi. I didn't do this.
Okay, quickly though.
Soul lied to you. He blamed me. Soul never blamed you.
He blamed himself.
I could never learn to calm my negative emotions. My hatred of you. My grief over our mother. So I never became a Jedi. And I guess in the end you got what you wanted. Soul killed our mother. I saw it with my own eyes. He's lied to you. Every day since you left our home, you didn't fail. He did.
This is a lot of information to take in right now. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go. Pip! He is not your friend anymore. Pip has gone over to the dark side. Okay.
Oh, nice cradle.
Nice.
Oh, that was cool.
Wow, that was really nice.
That was nice. I like that. Oh, this is cool.
This is really cool. Twin fighting. Let's go. They had the same stance and everything. Oh my gosh. Ah!
Nice edit.
Yes. Oh no.
Go back to fighting.
Yeah.
Go back to fight.
Oh man. Spent too long looking up. Ay. Uh-oh. Oh, cool. What? Ah! Oh, jeez. What happened?
Oh, that's what he did to the Jedi.
Yeah.
Giving it back to him. Did it get cut? Last time you hesitated.
But it's also against... Oh, was he waiting? He was waiting for this moment. No weapon.
Strike him down, and your journey will be complete.
No.
I want him to confess what he did.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I want him to face the High Council. I want him to pay for his crimes.
I did the right thing. I wanted to protect you both.
From what?
Yeah, from a family?
From witches.
You and Osha. I don't know how your mother did it.
How she did what?
She created life. I believe she used the Force to create you and Osha.
Watch out.
In the history of the galaxy, very few have been that powerful.
Uh-oh.
You killed our mother.
God, is he gonna die? He's gonna die.
Yes.
Oh, Osha's gonna come out and kill him. Yep. Let's see.
Is that true?
Oh, no.
Ruh-roh.
It was the right thing to do.
If it was the right thing to do, why didn't you tell the Jedi?
Without May, there was no proof you were created in this way. They would have sent you away.
Excuses.
Of course, I wanted to tell you so many times, but I couldn't.
Oh God, he's dead.
I kept this from you, so you could have the life you'd always dreamed of. I did everything because I love...
Oh.
Is it the Sith doing that? Or is it her?
No, it's her. Oh, dang.
I was wondering what he's up to.
Stop talking.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's turning red?
Yep.
Well, she's gone to the dark side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was the acolyte you always wanted. Right here. Are we gonna be like one big happy family now? Oh, that's interesting.
Oh. Fascinating.
Oh, there's still like one sliver of
No,
blue.
it's gone.
Okay, bye.
It's dead. So now what? I'm evil? Yeah.
Yeah, so like what's gonna happen with May? Oh, you know who's here. Yep.
You. You're alive.
It's revenge time.
I know where they are. Follow me.
Okay. Did they all die too?
Basil, you better sit this one out.
Come with me.
Oh god.
I know a way out.
Of course you do.
Damn. What are you thinking about? What's on her mind?
Well, Kimira was her old apprentice, right?
Right.
We have to climb down there. You sure? Trust me.
This is crazy. This is where they got separated.
Should not have brought him here.
Wow, those echoes die hard, huh?
Yep.
You too. Search the premises. The rest of you set up a 5-click perimeter. They couldn't have gotten far. Use the tracker.
So Basil's still gonna be here, I think.
Oh, are they gonna fight?
Yes, please. Oh.
I still don't exactly know why he stopped the ship.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something obvious.
Oh, is there something about the tree?
She must have waited there for a while, hoping.
I sat here and I waited.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I started that fire.
Okay. Hug it out.
You are with me. I am with you. Who taught us that rhyme? I thought you made it up.
Uh-oh.
I can find you. So can the Jedi.
Oh. All right.
Or at least that little guy can.
Yeah, Basil's on it.
Even after everything, you put your faith in the Jedi. Osha, when they find out how powerful you are.
You will meet the same fate as our mother.
Not a bad assumption.
What do we do?
Go with him.
What do you want, Osha?
That's a good answer.
French fries.
Let my sister go and I will train with you.
Oh.
Oh.
Jedi will use me to find you.
I can attempt to wipe her memory.
Oh, gosh.
That's sad.
This is like the end of Old Boy.
Yeah.
Do it. I can't lose you again. You're going to do what you were meant to do. And I won't stop you this time.
Is there an option where you can go together?
No, apparently not.
Why not?
Because them's the rules.
Wait. I'll find you. I know you will.
But she won't remember you. So what's the point? Just let her live her life.
It wouldn't be too hard to convince her what the story was. They look exactly the
I know.
same.
Always one. Born as two.
You should build in a back door in her memory for that phrase.
As above sits the stars. And below lies the...
Oh no, she forgot. Who are you? Unhand me, woman.
That was a very easy memory wipe.
I give you and you give.
Uh-oh.
You give.
It's like a bad weed trip. Just memory's fading. She can't focus.
Don't move. Lay down any weapons that you have and surrender. You're under arrest.
What did I do?
Okay. Just leave her behind to befuddle them, I suppose.
That's the idea, yeah.
Oh, poor Pip.
Now he's gonna get killed again.
Remove her restraints.
I really wanted to see a fight between her and...
So no matter how much she probes her, she won't be able to get any information about the Sith.
Do you know why you're here?
They say I killed someone. I don't remember.
What do you remember?
Fire.
Dang.
It destroyed my home. I'm seeing a man. He killed my mother, so I run away.
All she remembers is what's gonna incriminate the 4 Jedi.
Right.
Your last memory is from when you were 8 years old. That man who killed your mother was a Jedi. He was my friend.
Okay.
He was a kind, brilliant, compassionate man, and he did a terrible thing. 16 years ago, 4 Jedi were stationed on the planet Brendok. There, they discovered a force cult of witches. There were many casualties. Afterwards, the Jedi conspired to keep their actions secret. Recently, when the truth threatened to come out, a rogue Jedi named Soul killed his accomplices. To maintain the cover story.
Sorry, my friend. We wholly condemn the actions of Master Soul.
I think in light of these events, Chancellor, we cannot wait for a full Senate vote. An external review of the Jedi must begin immediately.
And where is Master Soul now?
He was found dead on Brendok.
Conveniently.
I believe he ended his own life.
Then...
So she kept the secret.
Justified every selfish step with the love he had for your sister.
Sister?
My sister?
No, you said too much.
Does the name Osha mean anything? The Jedi have failed you. I am going to make this right. I need you to help me find someone.
Who?
A pupil of mine, before he turned to evil.
I mean, she's not entirely, like, clean herself.
Right. What?
Well, you have a student, you have a companion now, got a friend. Interesting. Oh.
Sorry to disturb you, Master. We need to talk.
Oh, shit.
Oh! For some reason, I just kept thinking that she was secretly, like, Sith. Because there's just something about her where I'm like, this lady, I don't trust her completely.
The big thing that was, like, creating a rah-rah on the internet was in episode 1, there was this line. I don't remember, I'm going to probably misquote it, but I'll paraphrase as best as I can, which is the Sith haven't been heard of in over a millennia or something like that. Like an absurd amount of time. This takes place 100 years before that, right? She is obviously aware of an evil. Her student turned to evil. Is she just not connecting it to the word or idea of a Sith? And that's the loophole?
I have no idea.
I don't know. That's the question that was begging in my mind. It's like, okay, clearly you're aware of like his essence, and like, doesn't that translate into Sith in her mind? Like, that's where I'm a little bit confused. It's ambiguous enough that I guess they've got a way out, you know, and it still sort of makes sense, and it's not inconsistent with episode 1. But the thing is, all the characters that had to die died, except for her.
I guess they're leaving it open for a second season, which I would say with the ending of this season, I'm like, oh, okay, I might be curious enough to watch a second season of this. I thought that this last episode was actually really cool.
It had cool action.
Emotional
content, I don't know that I was 100% on board with, but the action was cool.
Well, yeah, let's talk about the action then, since we both agree that we really liked it.
Yeah.
That is the level of action that I've been wanting consistently throughout the show. Like they showed us a bit of that at the beginning, and
episode
then
1.
Yeah, and then maybe a little bit throughout. But like in this episode, they were like, "It's the finale. Let's just like go all out," and they really did. And it was so cool because it was like. It was fast, it was gripping, it was thrilling. There were moments where you're like, "Oh my God," you know. They look like they're gonna get hurt. Is someone gonna die? Like it was really cool.
It was also stacked well in a classic Star Wars sense. Like if you watch episode 1, actually, you know, the climactic last 20 minutes or whatever, you're alternating between like 3 or 4 different action sequences. And
right.
George Lucas likes to do that. I think they did the same thing in Return of the Jedi. It's like you have just concurrent action sequences happening. And here it was concurrent fight scenes. And unlike, I think it was episode 5 that it happened, or episode 4, I can't remember. But there was like concurrent fights happening earlier in the season, and it wasn't always like my favorite because one fight was definitely way more interesting than the other fight.
Sure, yeah.
Whereas here, the stakes were extremely high for both fight scenes at the same time, which is how it should be. And I thought that was well done, and the editing was well done when you were alternating between the two because of similar positions in the frame, the composition.
It was really well thought out.
Yeah, I like that. I thought they had some really cool ideas that they executed here. And then they had one moment, which I try to imagine what it's like for someone who has like zero martial arts. Well, you seem to be quite impressed by it, but like as someone who has a martial arts background, a stunt background, choreography background, like filmmaking background, they did this little thing where the stunt lady did a cradle, like where she goes under her hands and then comes back up. They call it a Chinese get up. That's another word for it. And there was like some action happening at the same time, which felt very Hong Kong type, like classic Hong Kong fight scene type stuff, which was beautifully fucking executed. Like that was great. I was really impressed by that. And so there were some flurry moments where I'm like, okay, there's not a lot happening there. It's just like, but like for the most part, like it was all very like well orchestrated.
You're talking about the fight scene between Osha and May specifically, or
no,
just all
both,
of them?
All of it. Yeah, no, but like the cradle happened between, I believe, Osha and May.
It did, yeah.
But there was a little moment on like the bridge outside. It just felt like flurry, you know, which
sure
I'm guilty of doing too. I have a lightsaber fight scene where I did something similar, not realizing I was doing that, only afterwards where I was like, oh, I wish I didn't. But anyway, outside of that one moment, it's like the fight scene was just very thrilling to watch. I thought they did a fantastic job with it.
It was. And like the thing that I always really enjoy is when they are very specific with the movement of the characters. Like the way that Kimir fights, he has his own movement style. Like he's really strong. Mm-hmm. He comes in hard. It's like, boom. I mean, look at his muscles, right? It's like, duh, duh, duh. And then Sol has his way of moving as well. It's like quite graceful too. But I really enjoyed the fight scene between May and Osha because they really leaned into the whole twin thing. Because they were just doing the same moves, but just on opposite sides.
I liked that.
That was really, really cool to me because I thought like it showed conceptually how they are the same person. And I love when you're able to just convey an idea physically, you know? So like hats off to the stunt team, the choreographers, everyone involved in that, because that was incredible.
Yeah. I mean, they're two halves of the same whole, I guess, right?
Exactly.
And so it actually makes a lot of sense that they would be borrowing each other's moves.
Yeah, just doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I was like, that's just so cool to watch.
It was beautifully done. That's some stuff I would go back and watch again.
Yeah.
And it's stuff that I would hope to see in other Star Wars projects, like that level of creativity and choreography. The thing with what's the guy's name? The Sith.
Kimir, right?
Kimir, yeah. Well, I don't know. I just know him as the Sith. I didn't bother to commit his name to memory. Sorry, but he's got the little junior lightsaber thing.
Yeah.
I thought that was like
the Diddy and the Daddy.
The Diddy. I thought that was kind of neat. You know what they were doing there.
I like that it was like irregularly sized as well. You know, because like, what's his face? Darth Maul. He had the whole situation with like the double, right?
Yeah.
And so I think it's cool that he's got something, but it's something that we're not familiar with, you know? That's awesome. There were definitely things in the episode where I was feeling like I wanted to have an emotional response and it was starting to happen, but there was just something where I'm like, yeah, it's not really landing with me emotionally.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Because there were moments during the show where I'm like, okay, this is supposed to make me feel something.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, I don't feel shit. And so but you're sort of my barometer for that. So I kind of like looked over at you. I'm just like, I was trying not to make it obvious I was looking at you, and you had nothing. And I'm like, okay, it's not just me. And so,
yeah, I mean, it is. You can see what they're trying to do, and you know, the actress playing the twins, like she's doing her best. You know, she's giving everything, and I appreciate the hard work that she's put in. Because it's not easy doing that stuff, you know, like getting to those emotional depths. Same with Sol, you know, he's going there. They're all going there. But for whatever reason, it's like, it's just not landing, you know?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
No, I think that a lot of people are going to identify with what you're saying.
Yeah, we've come this far in the show. You know, it's 8 episodes and still there's like some sort of emotional disconnect where it's like, cerebrally, I understand what you're trying to do, but it's just not.
Well, I think that the reason why there's a cerebral disconnect is because you didn't know who you were rooting for. There was never a real clear protagonist in the show. It was just stuff that's happening.
But I also find that very interesting as well. Like,
I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying that's what happened. And
Well-
so when they're trying to elicit emotion in you, it's like, but you were never really rooting for that. Like, were you rooting for it? I don't know if I was ever really rooting for that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that conceptually, I appreciate what they were trying to do with the show. Like, they were trying to give us a story where it's like there are different sides to the story, right? And so we start out thinking that Soul is this upstanding, wonderful, kind Jedi. And then in the end, you find out that he did this awful thing. And till the end, he thought that his actions were justified because he was trying to save the twins. And it's like, really? But what were you really doing? You know, like you were separating them from their families, and you came in thinking that you knew better, and maybe in all honesty you didn't. But I thought that I don't know the lady's name, the green lady. I thought that what she said was really apt. It's like he was compassionate, kind, wonderful Jedi and human being.
Yeah.
But he was also capable of doing something really bad, you know, really heinous. And I think that's something important to remember, because not everything in life is black and white. In fact, very few things are. And so both things can be true. You can be a kind, wonderful human being, and you can also be someone who does something terrible to someone else. And so I thought that was interesting. And then also having the end of it be her spinning this little story where, you know, in the beginning, they spun a story. The 4 Jedi made up a story about like what happened. And then that came to bite them in the ass, right? But then now she is making up the story and making him a scapegoat. So it's like everything in our lives is just stories that people tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought conceptually it was really interesting.
Yes.
But it's just not.
Okay.
It's not hitting the emotions. That's all.
There's a lot of thoughts I have to what you're saying. I liked a lot of the ideas they were aiming for.
Yeah.
It's just that in the execution, especially like with Soul. Okay, I sort of mentioned this before, and I don't know to what extent I mentioned it, but you know, a lot of people were praising his acting.
Yeah.
Throughout the series, saying he's basically carrying it, and I'm like, all right. But the way he's performing it, I wouldn't trust him with my Pokemon collection, like my cards.
What? Why?
I just wouldn't trust him with anything. I wouldn't trust him with my child. I wouldn't trust him with my car. I wouldn't trust him with shit. Like, he's just so emotional.
Okay.
It's like, he seems
You're
so...
talking about the character, not the actor,
yeah,
right?
the character. Like, he seems so unsteady from the word go. Like,
yeah, you're not wrong.
There wasn't a single instance where he seemed like he had it together, is all I'm trying to get at. He seems so unsteady mentally. And it's like, you're a Jedi, and you had Padawans, and you have, like, people you teach, and it's like, I don't trust you, though. You seem to go against everything the Jedi stand for. And so, like, anytime he was getting emotional again, I'm like, we're doing this again. Okay. Like, throughout the show. You know? And it's so... If it was a turn, that would have been more interesting to me, where he seemed steady throughout the show, and then like later on, as truth starts to come out, he gets unsteady, because it's like things start to burst at the seams. But like his performance, while I guess interesting, it felt like relatively in the same space throughout the entire season.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Yes.
Is that too harsh? I'm just like trying to be as forthright as I can with you guys. Like, it felt like a human being, right? It wasn't stilted.
Right.
It's just that it was just in the same kind of space
So
the whole time.
basically, what you're saying is like his acting was good. Like he was giving you the dimensions of a human being, but for the sake of the character, perhaps that's not the way to go about portraying a Jedi who's supposed to be like very calm, collected, and stoic.
Well, it just never went anywhere. It was always, this dude just had 18 Mountain Dews. Like, it was always that guy. You know what I mean? That's what I felt the whole time. the trembling in his voice, the I'll tell you later,
Well, I'll tell you later, that's writing more so than...
I know. I'm saying character-wise, acting-wise, it was relatively in the same space the whole time.
Sure.
And so there's that. With regards to the twins, like, I understood conceptually what I'm supposed to be rooting for. I didn't care. That's the short of it.
Right.
You know?
It's like, okay, so by the end, Osha goes to the dark side and May is a question mark. Okay.
I think what you're supposed to hope for is that it all works out between the twins and maybe Sol gets to reunite with his Padawan. Maybe that's what you're supposed to hope for. And it almost ends like a Korean thriller where it's just like dark. You know, their memory gets wiped like Old Boy. But
that's the thing. Like with the twins, I'm kind of like, all right, you didn't really give me a good reason why you guys couldn't go together.
Hey, you accepted it in La La Land when they didn't end up together.
I didn't. That's the problem. That's why I don't like that movie. But yeah. So here I'm kind of like, okay, maybe I'm just being thick. Like maybe it's just because, she went against her word with Kimura, right? May did, and so he would never accept her as a student again. But I think that's dumb because we all know the power of two is better than one. If they were created as one person, surely we can find a way to like combine their powers and like magnify them and maximize them. Well, why aren't we taking advantage of this? This is what I would do if I was a Sith.
Yeah, it wasn't really clear why they had to do that. I think it was a artificial effort at. I'm phrasing it wrong. Forgive me, but the idea is to create emotional weight at the end of like, oh no, I have to separate from my sister, boo-hoo. Like that was the goal.
That was the goal, and it works really well when the emotional stakes are there. When someone has to say goodbye and you know that is the only way it has to go down, like there's no other way.
Like the end of Armageddon.
Yeah.
Okay.
It breaks you apart. Yeah. You're like, no.
Yeah.
But I know this is the right thing to do, and you're so sad. But here it's like, I'm just confused.
Yeah.
Like, why couldn't you guys go together?
Well, I think that it's a setup for season 2, if there is a season 2.
Yeah.
No, well, I think the idea is that they're going to have to fight again because the Green Lady is going to train
May.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening. I don't know. I don't even know if they're getting renewed, but that's neither here nor there.
I mean,
if there was a second season, I think that's the idea that they were trying to go for.
There's definitely places that they could take this for the second season that would be very interesting. That whole fight thing and finding the two of them and all of that. That's all potentially very interesting, and also maybe uncovering more backstory on the green skin lady and her relationship with Kimura, right? Like that's all interesting stuff. But also, I guess if they were like, we're not renewing this, I don't know how many people would be very sad.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care about the Green Lady either.
I don't care about her. I'm curious about her though.
No, I didn't like her performance. I didn't, and it was never really made clear. Like, okay, what's your deal? Like, you seem like you could be bad.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why it's so confusing. And then like Yoda shows up at the end, and it's like, huh?
Yeah, I guess
that was not the cameo that I thought was gonna pop up here.
But then, like, how does that make any sense? Like, what are you telling Yoda? That's. Like, are you telling him a lie as well? If so, like, why did we need that scene? If you're not telling him a lie, that ends up going against what was spoken about in episode 1. So it's a little bit confusing. I think that was just a fan moment, like fan service moment.
It just made me confused.
Yeah, don't know what to do with that. But yeah.
I just have like kind of mixed feelings because it was a really strong finale episode.
As far as action goes.
It was like really exciting, super thrilling, like so many cool things that we love to see in Star Wars in the action, right?
When May was like undoing the thing, so like, doesn't Sol have any sort of like force awareness, like Spidey sense?
Look, he couldn't hold open a door with the Force, so...
That was another thing. Like, they established in, I think it was Mandalorian, where Darth Vader, like, straight up was like... I know it's Darth Vader, that's a totally different character, right? but he was able to stop a ship from leaving gravity.
Yeah,
like
he's super powerful, though.
kept it there.
Yeah.
And Soul couldn't keep this little like ship.
Listen, he couldn't even save 2 twins. So
That's true.
You know,
That's true.
His
I guess they've established his limits.
I don't know. I'm just joking. But it was funny to me that they showed a scene where we're going, wait, why didn't he just use the Force to hold the door? And then like a few scenes later, Green Lady's literally like opens the door and is like, you can see yourself out. I'm like, well, if she could do that, why couldn't he do that?
Yeah. That's pretty silly.
It was a bit silly. Yeah.
Yeah, the show's full of stuff like that. And you know what, though? You can throw all that to the side. What matters at the end of the day, contrivances, you know, don't matter anywhere near as much as do I care about what's happening?
Yeah.
And I just didn't care. You know, I wanted to. I wanted to be invested, but like it was missing something. And it didn't quite hit the mark. Part of what undermines the whole emotional ending is they didn't really earn it because like it's, the line is I will kill you, right? She's like I will kill you.
You're
and
never letting that line go.
And then I jokingly said I will murder you because that sounds more epic. But she's like I will kill you, and then she sets the place on fire, right? In the dialogue at the end, I'm just like, I don't know that you really earned this hug, right? I'm talking about the writers. Like, I feel like the writers could have earned it a little bit more if she was just like, I was a kid. You know, it's just like, she's a child.
Yeah.
You can only fault her so much. She had an emotional response to the thought of losing her sister.
Yeah.
She was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like how many times have you said some messed up stuff like that
Yeah.
as a kid?
They needed to like go there and talk about that for a hot second. They were so quick to get to the hug and like the memory. I'm like, so you're just cool with the fact that she said she will kill you and she had the intent to kill you, and she set the place on fire to kill you.
It's an accident.
No, I don't know. That's all goofy. It was a hot mess.
With some enjoyable parts and an interesting concept.
Now, her lightsaber turned red.
Yes.
Why did that happen?
Because she's going to the dark side.
Right. What is our takeaway supposed to be when she goes to the dark side, but she's like got this emotional moment with her sister? Is it trying to say that even Sith love and even Sith have feelings?
Yes, they do.
And even Sith can have compassion? Like, I'm a little bit confused because traditionally in Star Wars, you know, Sith are evil people, and there isn't that element to them. Now, I'm not saying...
I kind of like that, though.
What?
That they feel kind of gray, because ultimately it boils down to what are your choices? Like, what side do you lean more towards? Because as humans, none of us are, or very few of us, are perfectly good or perfectly evil. You know, we have both of the colors within us. It's just like, which side do you lean towards more?
Okay.
So I like that they don't come across as like, I'm an evil person. You know what I mean? It's just like, I believe in selfishness, and I believe in getting my own way, and I believe in killing people who stand in my way, but I care about the people closest to me.
I guess the only reason why it throws me is just because I haven't seen that in Star Wars before. It doesn't mean that it's wrong. It's just throwing me because it's new.
Sure.
And so it's like, okay, your lightsaber turned red because now you're evil, but the behavior doesn't feel evil. The behavior feels like that of a protagonist, of someone good. And so that's why I'm confused about the ending, you know, the way they handled that.
Right.
The whole attachment thing, it's just like...
No, I mean, this show has definitely made me question my allegiances, because, you know, I did end up finding Khmer to be a very interesting character. And, you know, some of his arguments and stuff, I was like, if I was in that situation, I don't know. I think I would be like, yeah, what you're talking about makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll just come join you.
Yeah.
And you can see how maybe she'd be like, okay, fine, I'll come be your student, you know, I'll succumb to my emotions. Like, this whole Jedi thing isn't really working out for me. So I'll succumb to my emotions and follow the path that I've always wanted to, which is to train and like learn about my powers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
I guess the last thing that I'll remark on is, in the ending, Soul, right before Soul died, he's like, somehow, you guys are the same person, and you were conjured out of the Force, out of this, virgins.
The virgins.
The virgins, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, and? Like, what was the threat? What was the big deal why you had to kill all these people? Like, am I missing something obvious? He had to take it upon himself to save these children. It's like, okay, but what exactly was the problem?
See, to me, I don't know. I'm probably going to get some shit for this, but it kind of feels like sometimes that white savior mentality. Like sometimes or it may, I'm being unfair in saying it's like perhaps white savior, but sometimes.
He's Korean.
I know. Which, is interesting. But sometimes it feels like, you get these situations where outsiders come in to a different culture. They look at what they're doing and they judge it. And they go, ugh, that's wrong because that's not the way I do it.
Yeah.
I don't do it like that. Let me show you a better way. Let me teach these savages what they're doing wrong. And then they come in and then they like mess everything up, disrupt families and whatever for the sake of like the good of the children. But is it really the good of the children? Or is it just you and your indoctrination just ruining lives?
You might be onto something there.
Yeah.
That might be what the message is. Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be examining the Jedis and the Sith from a different angle than what we are accustomed to. Kind of like Maleficent and, that whole thing, and 101 Dalmatians and Cruella?
It wasn't 100. Yeah, it was Cruella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, it's like Disney has a history of like going, oh, they're not that bad.
Which conceptually I think is super fun.
I think that what it comes down to is it just wasn't very clear what the intention was as you went. I don't know. It felt like it was trying to do a lot, and it was just sort of. I keep saying this word, but it was just sort of messy. Kind of like this discussion. It was just kind of messy.
Sure.
And it's like, okay, if you're trying to pull the rug out from under my feet, that's fine, but you have to take me one direction and make that clear. Like, this is the direction we're going, and if it goes hard right or hard left.
Yeah, that would have been pretty mind blowing. It would have been cooler to have more of those moments where you're just like, you feel secure because you're like, I know where we're going in the story,
Yeah.
and then suddenly they go, oh, psh,
Yeah.
take that, and then everyone's going, oh my god. It's like when you watch a good K-drama.
I feel like the feeling I should have had with the end of this should have been similar to the feeling I had at the end of Arcane, of season 1. It should have been something like that. It's like, oh man, that sucks that it didn't work out. I want them to work it out.
Right? It was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Two sisters, you
Yeah.
know? It's like, oh, how did it end up like this?
Yeah.
And here it's like, I see a concept. But I'm not feeling the emotions properly.
Yeah. Anyway, we've beaten this dead horse. So, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out. I'm Jaby Kuwait. This is
Achara Kirk.
Peace out.